Bekonscot Model Village and Railway in Beaconsfield, Buckinghamshire is celebrated as the world's oldest original model village, first opening in 1929. Designed to a scale of 1 inch equals 1 foot, the miniature village depicted an idealized 1930s rural England, complete with a church, a high street, and electric lighting. Welcome back to my channel Traveling MJ. Founded privately in the late 1920s by Rowland Callingham and his gardener W.A. Berry, Bekonscot was created to relocate Callingham's indoor railway hobby outdoors. It began on a former lawn tennis court site and quickly blossomed into something bigger model village. The 7¼ gauge ride-on railway at Bekonscot Model Village is called the Bekonscot Light Railway. It's a miniature passenger-carrying train designed to take visitors on a scenic trip around part of the Model Village's grounds. The railway forms a loop of approximately 300 meters, skirting around the Model Village. You get a brief but delightful ride past trees, landscaped gardens, and glimpses of the village. Locomotives are either battery electric or petrol powered. Trains pull sit-astride carriages, accommodating children and adults alike. Often run by volunteers or staff passionate about railways. Trains usually run on demand from 10:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Each ride takes about 5 to 7 minutes. The site spans around 1.5 acres of meticulously maintained gardens, home to 200 model buildings, 2,000 tiny figures, 1,000 animals, and over 3,000 bonsai-style shrubs and trees. The larger layout is composed of several fictional villages: Bekonscot, Evenlode, Epwood, Greenhaley, Hantun, Southpool, and Splashing, interconnected by tiny roads, bridges, like a model Sydney Harbour Bridge, an airport, castle, cable car, a zoo, village cricket match, pub scenes, windmills, and more. In the 1990s the site was restored to emphasize its 1930s origins, removing modern updates, though replicas like a 1930s Concorde and other post-period buildings once featured. Running through the entire village is a Gauge 1 model railway, which forms almost 10 scale miles of track. The little electric trains pass through miniature stations, tunnels, signal boxes, and even switch tracks just like the real thing. The trains stop at fictional stations like Mary-Lou, a cheeky mashup of Marylebone and Waterloo stations in London. What makes Bekonscot truly special is how it's all handcrafted. Many of the buildings were made using traditional materials like timber, slate, and even brick. The site is closed during the winter for maintenance, and there's a whole team of artists, gardeners, and model makers who keep everything running, from cleaning the figurines to pruning the tiny trees. Bekonscot has welcomed over 14 million visitors by 2020, over 16 million by 2023, and has become part of British cultural heritage. It has inspired authors such as Enid Blyton, whose story The Enchanted Village is set there, Mary Norton, The Borrower's Aloft, and will self-scale. Royal visitors include Queen Mary, the young Elizabeth II on her 8th birthday, Queen Mother, and Princess Margaret. Bekonscot also inspired later UK model villages such as Burton-on-the-Water and others in seaside resorts. Tucked between the towns of Greenhalgh and Southpool, you'll find this adorable 1930s style airfield, complete with a runway, hangars, and a proper control tower. There are vintage biplanes and early passenger aircraft parked on the tarmac. Bekonscot is open yearly from mid-February and is accessible 7 days a week during the season, though closed in winter for refurbishment. Tickets costs approximately £14 for adults and £9 for children, with concessions available. Advance booking online is recommended for a 10% discount. The ride on railway costs extra, around £2 per person, and can be taken multiple times. On-site tea room offers snacks, hot rolls, tea and coffee. Picnics may be restricted, check current rules. There's a playground, remote control model boats on the lake, and themed activities for children during school holidays. Like, share and subscribe to my channel Traveling MJ. Thanks for watching.